Good afternoon, this is Joe Biondo with Inbound Logistics Magazine live from day 2 of MODEX 2026. Right now I am with Brad Perry, Director of Warehouse and Distribution Sales from Fives Intralogistics Corp. Brad, how's it going today?
Very good, glad to be here.
Thanks for coming, and we're looking forward to a good conversation. Going to jump right into it. Brad, what would you say is the single biggest pain point your customers are bringing to you this year compared to maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah, they've moved on beyond the labor. We've become almost just an assumption that we apply to everything. But what they're coming to us now with is, how do I get more out of this? How do I get more out of my warehouse? I don't want to move into something new. I don't have the time to tear down. I don't want to do a duplication. Yeah. So what can Fives offer me that can let me last a little bit longer in this warehouse, or even 10 years down the road? And so we've finally gotten past labor, and we're finally talking about some real things that are fun to talk about.
That's nice. When you're looking around the floor here at MODEX, is there anything you've seen that would have been almost unthinkable 5 years ago?
It's interesting. We've kind of leveled off. It was like an arms race of AMRs, or who had the next bot, or who had the next robotic arm. We've leveled off, but what we're starting to see is a lot more intelligence, a lot more of this. Who's going to dive into AI first? Who's going to do the next big thing? And like, what's really interesting is not so much looking around at these these vendors, but it's the customers that are showing up to us. They're loaded with knowledge. They're super smart. They're coming well informed, and it's no longer just about telling them what we're selling, but it's about like taking them to the next step. They already know if they want the system or not. Now they just want a reassurance that they can apply it. I mean, they're even coming in knowing what a lot of the budget should be, and it's great because we're skipping things that would take months in the past just to get through the introductions.
That's great for the sales cycle, right? They're coming in knowledgeable,
It really is, because they see something shiny out here and then they find out, oh, that's way out of my budget. Now they're coming to us saying, I know that I have the budget for this, or I'm very close. Now I need you to assure me that it works for my operation.
So you brought up AI and different technologies. From that perspective and with that in mind, what is the biggest mistake you're seeing companies make when they start their digital transformation journeys?
Probably the biggest mistake I'm seeing is this: as they embraced AI early on, we thought more data meant better. And what we're getting is more and more and more bad data. So where we're hoping that they go with this is, it's good that AI is there to support you, but get the data right, get it clean, get it good information, because it doesn't matter if I have to sift through 5x or 10x more information. It's just going to take me longer to say, you know what, I still don't have the minimum things I need to move us to the next step. So we're still running through a lot of iterations. Yep. We're still trying to get to that clean bit of data. But what I'd really push our customers for is, sometimes less is more. Let's just make sure it's high quality before we just give a lot of extra lines of information.
So Brad, in a high-speed distribution environment, singulation is often seen as the biggest bottleneck. How does Fives take a chaotic flow of random packages and turn it into a perfectly spaced single file line without skipping a beat?
Yeah, so we've had singulators in our portfolio for years. What we've really done is we've allowed people to take bulk flow conveyors that are cheaper, are easier to use, they're easier to keep up and running, and apply that to a singulator. So you're moving a lot of packages through very fast. We're only having to singulate right at the key decision point, right before we make a sortation. It's reducing the cost of the customer's warehouses, it's reducing the complexity, and it's allowing them to focus and apply money only on the key areas where they have to spend it. They have to get that singulated flow to make the next step.
So you're featuring the GENI-Belt system this week. In an age of e-commerce, where shipping everything from heavy boxes to fragile electronics, how do you maintain record-breaking speeds without damaging different goods?
So one of the things that we've really focused on recently is making the GENI-Belt the heart of the warehouse operations. A lot of times people think of a sorter and it's going to accomplish one thing, where we're really changing everything and saying, what if it could be more to you? So we're allowed to do virtual sortation, which is essentially using the same sorter, have it do a process, get off the sorter, and immediately downstream put the next step back on. So what you can do is you can take a sorter that might only do 10 or 12,000 packages an hour, and you can use it 2, 3, 4, 5x. And so you're almost cheating the warehouse to allow a higher throughput for all the different operations. So consider it the heartbeat of a warehouse. That's where we're going to take the GENI-Belt next, is to drop it right in the center, use that high dollar equipment for more than just one operation, and we're showing customers how this can be their entire process.
So Fives been known as a singulator, and for a company looking to build a massive new e-commerce hub, why is it better to have one partner like Fives handle everything from singulation to the final sortation?
Yeah. So working with Fives, it allows us to be one throat to choke, to take care of everything for you. You know, we are known as the singulator company, but we're so much more than that. We've had 40 plus years of doing integration. We have some of the most complex jobs, parcel, courier, some of the largest e-commerce people are working with us, and we have that expertise, and so we're taking it beyond that to say it doesn't have to just be singulation. It doesn't have to just be a piece of conveyor. We are able to do goods to person. We're able to design with you. We're bringing a consultative approach to you that says this is your system. We're the integrators, but you have to live with it every day. You don't want me to make my assumptions. We want this to be collaborative, and we're trying to evolve into the next steps where maybe it's AMRs, maybe it's some other goods to person, it's strategic partnership, but it's always coming back to we have a core set of products that are good for high-speed sortation, that are built well, that are built to last, and we have the customers behind us that are going to prove it to anybody that wants to ask.
So Fives has a major presence now in Louisville, Kentucky, the heart of America. How does that local expertise help you support these massive automated systems long after the initial installation's finished?
Yeah, so with us being local, we have that presence. We can cover the national area. We've got support across the United States, across Canada, and even Mexico. And so we're giving that local feel, and since we're right here, we're not a continent away. We're not too hard to reach. We are connecting to people. We're right next to Worldport, where we can ship anything out. I mean, you need something tomorrow, what better place than one of the largest hubs in the country? And we're given that feel to say, you know what, we're big enough to support you wherever you need to be, but we're also close enough to you. We're able to give that kind of that missing piece where maybe you get that local feel from a really small integrator, but maybe with the larger OEMs you maybe get a little colder, or they're so focused nationally. We're kind of in that sweet spot in the middle where we're kind of blending both, but we've got a lot of people here that can be in touch with you in a moment.
So your division's called Smart Automation Solutions. Beyond the heavy steel and fast belts, what's the intelligence or software layer that allows Fives systems to adapt to changing mix to a changing mix of packages we see in 2026?
Yeah. So we acquired Caja Robotics, rebranded it as Caja by Fives. It's a AMR solution for order fulfillment and piece picking, and it'll work beyond that. But they also have a software layer that allows them to adapt. We're able to build off of it. We're able to offer a lot more solutions that are built with our proven technologies that are allowed to take care of customers' needs. And we also have some strategic partnerships where we need to. We understand that we can't always control every piece of equipment that's there. There's a black box level to it, but we're creating strategic partnerships that allow us to give a solution to people that they can stand behind, that's proven, that's mature.